time's around 9:20 just now, and I'm just about to start getting ready before I start work at 10 o'clock. I've just had my breakfast, I've just had a little bit of downtime for me before I get started. So now I'm going to hop in the shower, I'm going to start getting ready, I'll get dressed, put on some makeup, so here we go! So a lot of what that entails is just day-to-day HR admin for the company. So I do a lot of things regarding compliance, helping to onboard and offboard employees. I help manage when employees come back to work once they have been off sick. So we do things like return to work interviews, and then making sure they're filling out sick forms just to make sure they are completely able to come back to work. So it's a lot of kind of admin things just to make sure we can keep things ticking over for all the employees, as well as being there to help them out if they do have any questions. So I am fairly new to the company. I only started a few weeks ago, which is making my day-to-day really exciting because I'm still doing a lot of learning and still really understanding the ins and outs of what our department does and where my role slots in within that, which is really great because it feels like I'm learning something new every single day, and no 2 days are the same at this stage, which is really nice. My day-to-day really entails logging into my system, making sure I can follow up on anything that's happened at the end of day yesterday or overnight, as well as checking in with my team lead or with our HR manager to make sure any upcoming tasks are handled and dealt with and delegated, to make sure that everything is done kind of in a timely manner. I'll start by going through any probation forms or outstanding documents that need to be reviewed. I'll generally do that up until lunchtime, and then after lunchtime we'll move on to any additional tasks that then have to be done later in the week to make sure we can get things ticking along so that we are ready to get things going and nothing is left waiting for too long. One thing we're doing right now is asking all employees what they would like to get out of the training to make sure we can offer specific programs to people based on what they want and what they think that they need to learn. So that's something that we've got coming up in the department that I'm really looking forward to, and I can't wait to get stuck in. Working from home is really great, but it also brings with it its own unique challenges. But there's some ways that I use to try and motivate myself when I am working from home. The first thing I do, I kind of briefly mentioned before, is I always put on kind of real clothes in the morning. I'll always get dressed as if I was going into an office. That really helps me just to get into the mindset of actually sitting down, getting ready to work, rather than just sitting in my pyjamas all day, as I might do if it was on the weekend. Another thing that I like to do to make sure I stay focused is I like to go for a walk at least once a day. Normally that'll be on my lunch break, but sometimes I'll go in the morning, or if I can't do either of those times, I'll do right after work. But that really helps me to kind of get a bit of time outside, get some movement back in my body, and just really re-energise me, particularly if I go over lunch. It re-energises me between the morning and the afternoon. It gives me a bit of a boost when I come back and I am ready to sit down and start the afternoon. If I do end up going at the end of the day, I find that really helps me for the next day. I get prepared for the next day kind of at the end of that day. I can close the chapter on, say, Monday, for example, and come in on Tuesday morning ready to go because I have had that fresh air in my day. Another thing that I quite often do is I'll maybe just get up and have a walk around the room. It can be quite easy when you are working from home to forget to take breaks or to try and just cram in as much work as you can. So sometimes I'll maybe like once every hour just get up, have a little walk around the room and sit back down again, and that does the same for me as going for a walk outside does. Just getting that kind of movement back in, it refreshes you and gives you a bit of a boost rather than sitting there chugging away from 10 till 4 every day. The last thing that I'd say I probably do is I also always have a bottle of water sitting next to my laptop. That helps me just to stay hydrated and make sure that I am really in the zone and really focused to try and get on with my work each day. I was particularly interested in working in this industry because I know that the mobile gaming industry is actually really blossoming at this time. It is a good industry to get into because it is really growing and expanding and becoming one that is very popular kind of around the world. And I thought this was a really great opportunity to try and get involved in something like this, as well as working for a company which is doing something quite cool in making the game In particular, the job really interested me because I was looking to get into the HR function. So I really wanted to try and learn the best I could about the HR industry, alongside working for a company which was going to be in a particularly growing industry. Hey guys, so that is 4 o'clock. I am now finished for the day, so I'm going to sign off on my laptop and then get everything cleaned up so that my desk is nice and fresh, ready for me to sit down again tomorrow. It ended up being a pretty quiet day for me today. So I just did a lot of training videos. As I said, I am quite new to the company, so I do still have a lot of videos and things and lots of learning to do for my own personal development and to make sure that I am all set and ready to go as part of the HR team with the company.